Hello, third grade friends. I'm going into the woods to check on our taps. See how much maple sap we have. All right, let's check on this one. Not bad. Look at that. Do you see where it's a little bit darker? Bottom, that means we've got a good bit of sap in there. Okay. To empty it, I'm just going to take out this tube. See, this tube has been bringing sap from the tree down to our bucket. And I'm going to take the lid off of this one. Pour it in here. I'm going to need to keep collecting sap from the trees every single day because it takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. So stay tuned because next week I'll show you how we're going to take all those gallons of sap and end up making syrup. Let's do some maple vocabulary words. Spile. Spile. Spile, a noun. A small peg or spigot that controls the flow of a liquid. Tap. Tap. Tap can be a noun or a verb. Let's start with the noun. A device that controls the flow of liquid. Let's try it in a sentence. At school, we put a tap into the maple tree to collect maple sap. Tap can also be a verb. To draw liquid through a tap or spout. Now let's try tap in a sentence as a verb. We tapped the maple tree at school. Maple trees are all around us. They might be in your backyard or down the road, and so at the end of this video, I'm going to send you off to go for a walk and look for some. But before you go for the walk, I want to go over what makes a maple tree a maple tree. We're going to look at branching pattern, bark, and leaves. There are two different ways buds will grow out of a tree branch. They'll grow out in an opposite pattern or an alternate pattern. And those buds will eventually become leaves and then branches. So when you look at a tree, you can see if it's got an alternate or an opposite branching pattern. Maples have an opposite branching pattern. Here is an example of a maple tree. You can see the opposite branching pattern. You can also identify maple trees by their bark. Young trees have gray-brown bark that is somewhat smooth and gray. Older tree trunks have long and irregular flakes. The bark gets thicker and darker as the tree gets older, and it has deep vertical furrows and scaly ridges. The main thing to look for is long vertical lines and a rough texture. So as you're going by different trees, make sure to touch the tree and feel. That will give you a lot of information about the type of bark you're looking at. Now for leaf shape. Obviously, there aren't leaves on maple trees anymore right now, but if you look underneath the tree, you might be able to get some clues about what kind of tree it is by what kind of leaves are on the ground. This is a picture of a sugar maple leaf. And even though sugar maples tend to have the highest content of sugar in their sap, you can also tap red maple trees. This is a picture of a red maple tree leaf. And this is a picture of a Norway maple leaf. In Maine, we have sugar maples, red maples, and Norway maples. And all of them will produce great syrup. How many can you find on your walk?
Now that you've learned how to identify maple trees, it's time to go for a walk. So ask an adult or an older sibling to come outside with you and look around the neighborhood for different kinds of trees, and especially see if you can find maple trees. Get a warm jacket, hat, scarf if you have it. Let's go! Even if no one is available to go for a walk with you, that is okay. This activity can be really fun by yourself too. Just make sure you let an adult know that you're going outside. Have a blast, and let's go look at some trees. See you next week.